we're glad you're all here. We started this competition, I think, 3 years ago, and the purpose of it is to really spur innovation within the Midwest. And not just students starting their own businesses, but whether they're going to be managing family businesses or they want to become entrepreneurs and work within existing organizations and drive growth. And so we really want to start partnering with high schools. We're actually going out to high schools now, and we'll actually teach classes on raising venture capital and things like that if you'd like. We can talk about that afterwards. But without further ado, I would like to hand it off to Tyler, and Tyler is the president of the Collegiate Entrepreneurs Organization. The board put in a ton of work on this, so I'd like to give them actually a round of applause.
All right, well, as G said, well, that's really loud. Welcome, everybody, to the Midwest High School Pitch Competition. It's a pleasure to have you all here. I look forward to hearing each and every one of your pitches, as does every one of our board members and judges as well. So your hosts today are David G., who you just met, and myself, Tyler. Our agenda for the day is first to go through the CEO officers. So we're just going to give you a quick rundown on who we are. So if you have any questions, you can follow up with us later. We're also going to go through our judges, the pitch finalist introductions. Then we're going to allow our finalists to pitch. Each pitch will be 6 minutes long with 5 minutes at the end for questions, for the judges to ask questions to the pitch contestants. At the end of all of that, the judges will take some time. You guys think you need like 10 minutes? About 10 minutes to convene, however long that's going to take. And then after that, they will announce the winners. We'll present some checks, and then we're going to do some photos. So we'll just make sure we'll please ask you to stick around, all contestants, for pictures at the end. We'll probably do it right over here by the Whitewater backdrop. That way we have some memories of this event, and you guys have something to take home with you. So without further ado, we have the executive board. So myself, I am the chief executive officer. Then we have Xavier, who is our chief financial officer. If you could please stand up. Also, we have Jackson David here, who is our chief marketing officer. Both of these guys have done a great job so far this semester. We also have Leanne right here behind me, along with Kathy. And then Brandon way in the back there by the food table. So if we could please give a round of applause for the judges one more time. Thank you guys so much for all your help with this competition and everything that you've done. So it's been great. All right, so if you'd like to connect with us, we are also on Twitter, Facebook, and we have a website, uwceo.com. You can reach us on all of those. And also, if you have anything to post from today's event and you're posting it on Twitter, please make sure you include that hashtag, Midwest Pitch Competition, Midwest PC. So I'd like to hand it over to Dave here. He's going to talk about our sponsors.
So without our sponsors, an event like this wouldn't be possible. I mean, beyond the food, there's a lot of time, obviously, that goes in. But the prizes, obviously, are really intended to actually help students launch startup companies. And so the prizes that we have, which amount to thousands of dollars if you're not aware, require significant contribution from our sponsors. So before we go any further, I'd like to give a big thanks to them. So First Citizens Bank, Nate Parrish, who we'll introduce in a minute, Jim Lindenberg, Tony Prater, Geneva Supply, Aquarius Systems, and then Socialites. And then our platinum sponsor is the Dr. Deborah Malwicki Endowment for Entrepreneurship. So Deb actually helped found our entrepreneurship program. Unfortunately, she passed away from cancer. There was money that was left in her name to help fund things like this competition internally for our students. And we decided a few years ago that we really wanted to connect with high school students as well. So we wanted to extend that. So thanks again to all of our sponsors. So I'd like to give a round of applause for this. Now I'm going to be handing off to Kathy. Kathy will be introducing our judges.
So the first judge that we have is Nate Parrish, the president of First Citizens Bank. If you want to just kind of introduce yourself a little bit. Next up, we have Kevin Kaufman, director of outreach for the University of Wisconsin-Whitewater. Mark Johnson, Executive Director, Whitewater Technology Research Park. And we have Tim Carr, Professor of Finance and Assistant Director of Launchpad.
Leanne. You go.
All right. Hi, everyone. I apologize greatly if I mess up any of your names. I'll try my best. So thank you very, very much to all of your teachers for bringing you guys here today, supporting you through your adventures in entrepreneurship. I'd like to do a special thanks to Hagat Sulikin from Barrington High School, James Dahlgren from DC Everest, Kurt Wismer from North Fond du Lac, Matt Mersch from New Trier High School, Nicole Sorensen from Monona Grove, Phil Brueggemann from Elkhorn Area High School, and Sean Upton from Pewaukee High School. Please congratulate your finalists. So the 8 finalists we have here today made it out of a pool of 41 people who applied, so another congrats to you guys. We have Clinicky, Champanimals, CryoCare Bandages, Stay Green Bags, Apollo Picks, Pack-A-Pillow, Morning Friend, and Spark. This will be the pitch order. If you guys want to take a picture of this, just so you remember where you're at, I'll give you a second. So Apollo Picks will be first. Up next, Pack-A-Pillow, then CryoCare Bandages, Clinicky next. 5th will be Morning Friend, 6 Champanimals, 7 Stay Green Bags, and 8 Spark. And Tyler will finish.
All right. Okay, so we're about to get started then. So our first team is going to be Apollo Picks. So when you guys are ready, we're going to have you come right over here and get ready in the staging area. You know, whoever's not presenting that's on your team can hang out here, and the rest of you guys will come up. As far as the other teams that are on deck, if you guys would like to occupy these tables here, that would be the best, so that way we can just keep it rolling. I know we're all sitting here now, but we will move. And with that, you know, give it up for Apollo Picks. And then if the next teams would like to move over here right now, that'd be great.
We'll have the following teams stage here. We will give up to 5 minutes for teams to set up. Okay, and again, at 6 minutes, actually at 5 minutes in, we'll raise our hand. That'll basically give the final pitch. First pitching 1 minute to know if there was time. Are you pitching?
No, it's just the one.
Yep, just one. After that, we'll go at 5 minutes for judges' questions, and then the next team will have 5 minutes to set up. So we'll read the order of the next team. So who's the next team, Tyler, right now?
Next team is Pack-A-Pillow.
So Pack-A-Pillow, you should come up here and stage, and then we'll get you set with a lavalier microphone. So we'll need to make sure you turn that on. And then the last thing I would ask is, if you've got smartphones, which is everybody, if you could turn those off right now, that'd be great. And then last thing in terms of
You put this wherever you want, and just like that. And it is.
Where do you think is best?
I usually put mine on my pants. Sometimes you
Okay. See if I can fit that in there.
And then I'm going to tuck this into your jacket so you look all nice.
Ready?
Okay.
Thank you.
Just
Forward?
use that, yeah, click back.
Okay.
That's it.
Thanks. Hello, my name is Connor Dahlman. I'm a freshman at the DC Everest School District, and my startup business is Apollo Picks. I've been playing the guitar for 3 years, and it's the greatest thing I've ever done. My business idea became real in my business class, and is starting to take shape in my home. According to an article in the Washington Post, the number of guitars sold and the number of guitar players is slowly decreasing. A study done by the Already Musical Academy also says that students involved with music likely have higher vocabularies, better reading skills, and even score high on the SATs. In general, most guitar instructors are not peers to my generation. Another problem for the millions of guitar players out there is finding that guitar pick that fits just right. Apollo Picks has a solution for both of these problems. We will inspire others and spread our passion and love through music through our one-on-one guitar lessons with a peer instructor. We also solve the problem of better guitar picks with our handcrafted guitar picks. Our target market for our guitar picks is both male and females from the ages of 12 to 40 years old that are guitar players that live in America and want handcrafted guitar picks. To the right is a fictional character depicting our target market. Michael is a 25-year-old guitar player living in Madison, Wisconsin, who wants handcrafted guitar picks. The reason why we put a face on our target market is so that there is a face, so every time we make a decision, we think of Michael. Our target market for our guitar lessons is both male and females from the ages of 12 to 17 years old that live in central Wisconsin and want to learn to play the guitar. To the right is Mason, a 16-year-old living in central Wisconsin who wants to learn to play the guitar. Every time we make a decision, we think of Mason. How it works. For our guitar picks, we hope to advertise through Jerry's Music, Zopaland Studios, and by guitar Facebook groups. You can order via our website, email, or call us. After that, the designs are made, the products are handcrafted, and shipped right to you. For our guitar lessons, we hope to advertise through the DC Everest School District, Jerry's Music, and by word of mouth. You can schedule lessons online or offline, and the lessons are done in my private studio. Apollo Picks has two streams of income. Our first is our handcrafted guitar picks. We advertise with the posters as you see in front of you. We use those both in our physical locations and digital locations. Our brand and our values is our high quality work, our handcrafted material, and we are personally connected to our customers. The price for a six-pack of plastic customized guitar picks is $9, and the price of a 3-pack of customized wood guitar picks is $10. You can order online or offline. Our second stream of income is our guitar lessons. Our advertisements, we will use the same posters both in our physical and digital locations. Our brand and our values is our individuality, our calming environment, and our peer instructors. The price is $20 an hour. You can schedule lessons online or offline. Some of our competitors for our guitar picks is Clayton Guitar Picks and Dunlop Guitar Picks. Clayton has a large variety of customizability, but only sells in large packs. And Dunlop has almost no customizability when all you can do is change the color of their logo. One of our indirect competitors is Guitar Center. Guitar Center doesn't necessarily make guitar picks or customize them, but they sell guitar picks, which could interfere with our business. Our advantages are we are different and better. We are different and better because of our high quality work, our handcrafted material, we are personally connected to our customers, and we also use different materials. Some of our competition for our guitar lessons in my area is the Wausau Conservatory of Music and the Sandbaum Guitar Company. The conservatory can be very expensive, and students must do a recital every year. And Sandbaum Guitar Company has very limited time slots. Petty's Music is one of our indirect competitors. They're a local music bookstore. They don't necessarily give lessons, but their music books could interfere with our business. Our advantages when it comes to guitar lessons is we offer a peer instructor, and each student's lesson is individualized to their wants and needs. We want to inspire others and spread our passion and love, so we focus on the fun of music. Team 1 consists of me, Connor Dahlman. I'm the one that creates the products and markets it, but none of my business would be possible without my Team 2. My business teacher, Jim Dahlgren, my graphic designer, Molly Schultz, my mom, Becky Dahlman, my business student teacher, Baron West, and so many others. Our projected yearly financials for our plastic guitar picks is $819. Our projected yearly financials for our wooden guitar picks is $411. And our projected yearly financials for our guitar lessons is $1,134. The reason why these numbers are so low is because I'm still a freshman in high school. There's a lot of time to develop, and as I grow older, I will get more involved in my business, and these numbers will increase. With possible investments, I'll optimize the design variety. I will use more and better materials, and I will also experiment with new materials. In the future, we'd like to create felt guitar picks. Felt guitar picks is a market that's slowly increasing. On December of 2018, I created my first guitar pick. By September of 2019, my business idea was created. On January 8th of 2020, I gave my first student lesson. On April 8th of 2020, I will be attending a business expo. By December of 2021, we hope to sell on Amazon and Etsy. And by December of 2022, we hope to sell in local stores. Our call to action. The official launch of Apollo Picks will be at the Business Expo this April. And there, I will create relationships with small business owners, find better ways to advertise, and most importantly, find better ways to accomplish my goals. Thank you all. Thanks.
Connor, tell me about the materials that you're using. What makes them unique and different from what I could find elsewhere?
Okay, so for our plastic guitar picks, we use high-quality celluloid plastic. We offer various thicknesses. So from the lowest is 0.5 millimeters, and the highest is 0.96 millimeters. And in the future, we hope to expand more. So through this, I hope to find better ways to get better plastic. And for my wood, we use a sort of kind of birch. And that birch comes in wooden nickels. And after that, I hand trace them. I cut them out. Then I hand sand them. And time, the plastic guitar picks can take around 15 minutes to make, and the wooden guitar picks can take about an hour to make. The reason why the times are so long is because I test every single guitar pick, and most guitar picks that are made now are mass-produced, and those mass-produced guitar picks, not everyone is tested, so there's a larger chance for a failure of guitar picks. So that is why I test every single one myself.
At some point, so if you're handcrafting these yourself, how do you see the company scaling to a greater degree when there's only so many Connors available to do
Yeah,
the work?
it's a great question. So in the future, I hope to get a few employees, and there I want to make sure that I get specific employees that play guitar and know what to feel. So that's just kind of the beginning. So they'll all do the same thing, but I still want to make sure that they're handcrafted and that they're personalized, right? So every single guitar pick is played and it's tested out by a single person.
You talked about the lessons.
Mm-hmm.
With technology today, do you have to limit yourself to your local area for lessons? Can you really get instructors from anywhere in the world?
Yes, that's a great question also. Right now, I'm focusing on the local and in person, but in the future, I do want to go online. But I believe that if you have a guitar instructor that's a peer to you, you learn better. And from personal experience, I'm in a small band myself. When I've played with older people my age, or older people, it's a little more difficult to play. But if I play with people around my same age, it's easier to play, and it's just a lot easier to play, you know? So I hopefully will do online lessons also, but as of right now, I'm focusing local so they can come to my private studio and get lessons specifically from me.
Just a couple of questions. One, do you have a website where people can go on and order?
So right now, I've started making a website, but I'm kind of having a little bit of trouble with that. So I'm hoping throughout this whole opportunity I can find some people that can help me and make it more professional. And through my website, I hope that they can order directly off of it. And then also in the future, I do want to sell on Amazon. So I want to have the least amount of friction for my customers as possible. So that's why I hope to get a professional to help me.
And then what are your costs to, I know you can't, what's your cost to make a guitar pick?
So my margins, basically, for both my lessons and my wooden guitar picks, I have a 40% profit. And for my plastic picks, I have a 60% profit. And the plastic guitar picks, to make one singular pick, it is only 86 cents. And for my wooden guitar picks, it's $1.24 to make the whole pack. And for my guitar lessons, I have a little bit of cost for the amps, because in the future I'll need to replace them. But most of that is just my time.
So what value do you place in your time? It sounds to me like your cost, if you're
Mhm.
selling, if your cost on a wood pick is how much, and you're spending a half hour making it,
Exactly.
how much is the cost of the wood pick?
So the cost for a 3-pack is $10, and I make around $7 in profit off of that. So, I mean, the big reason why it's more of my time is because I want, like I said earlier, to make everything perfect, right? So the cost isn't as much, but the time it takes me to do it is where most of that cost comes from.
You may want to streamline that.
Yeah. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you.
Great job, man.
Thank you.
You did a very good job.
Thank you very much.
You did amazing.
Thanks.
And perfect on timing.
Was I?
Yes.
I cannot get the stupid zipper.
Thank you.
And the next team can start staging here.
All right, so now we'll be presenting Pack-A-Pillow with cryo care bandages on deck. You got the one over there.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name's Camille Simmons and I'm a junior at Monona Grove High School, and today I'll be pitching Pack-A-Pillow. Like many of you, my family like to travel someplace warm in the winter, but the same issue always emerges, our coats. No matter how we pack, coats are only needed on one end of the trip. In addition, most flights last about 3 hours, so a lot of people want to take a nap or need neck support. I also surveyed a group of over 400 people from around the world, and found that the majority of them had the same issues. The solution, Pack-A-Pillow. Pack-A-Pillow allows users to stuff their coat inside of their neck pillow. Structured like a neck pillow casing, the top is a sandwich of flannel fabric, cotton batting, and nylon spandex fabric. The flannel on top is a nice resting spot for your head, and the batting helps to smooth out any bumps from the coat stuffed inside. The bottom is made out of the same nylon spandex fabric and also has a flap for easy access, and that fabric allows the Pack-A-Pillow to stretch to fit most different fillers. When you're ready to use the Pack-A-Pillow, all you have to do is locate that flap on the bottom, grab your coat in one hand and push it into one half, grab the other part of your coat and push it through the other half. Then you just roll it out and make sure it's all nice and smooth and you're ready to use it. When you're done, just take your coat out, fold the Pack-A-Pillow in half, roll it up and secure it with a larger elastic, and it's ready to be packed away till you need it next. I have some legal protection in place. I'll be operating Pack-A-Pillow under the LLC that I already own. I'm also going to apply for 2 trademarks, one for the name and one for the logo. Pack-A-Pillow is also officially patent pending, and trademark and patent attorneys have assured me that these legal costs should be about $10,000, which has been figured into the expense budgets in the folders. There'll be 4 main distribution methods, 2 of which are online through a website and through Amazon, and the website will be run through Shopify. The other 2 methods are through wholesale orders to brick and mortar stores, which will mainly be in newsstands and airports, and then through custom orders for businesses, where I'll offer deals so they can get a reduced price with a custom logo on the Pack-A-Pillow for their employees who travel often. I'll mainly be targeting middle-class Americans who fly at least twice a year, whether for vacation or business. More specifically, those traveling from cold to warm or warm to cold. From there, it can also be broken down into women for online sales and men for brick and mortar. Women for online because they're more likely to plan ahead, so they're going to want to buy it online and have it ready to go. Men tend to pack within 24 hours of their trip, so they're going to forget and need to buy it at the airport. I have some quotes. I have some quotes from different manufacturers around the Midwest. I found that a basic Pack-A-Pillow will cost me $3.45 to manufacture, and that custom logo adds 10 cents. From there, the markups will be 175% to 300%, with prices from $9.99 to $14.99, depending on the distribution method. I've also averaged the sales for the first 2 selling years of Pack-A-Pillow's main competitors to help estimate Pack-A-Pillow sales, put that in a spreadsheet, and adjusted it for any peak travel times or other factors, and came to the conclusion that Pack-A-Pillow should make over $200,000 in direct sales in 2021 and 22. Their main competitors are Madewell, Toomey, Turtle, and Everlasting Comfort. Madewell and Toomey both sell coats with a neck pillow casing attached to them, but those retail for $130 to $200, so it's not a realistic price for most people. They also only come in one style, so it doesn't always look good on people. Then Turtle and Everlasting Comfort both sell neck pillows for $20 to $30 on Amazon, but those are either really bulky or have a different design that just doesn't always work for people. Pack-A-Pillow also has a lot of different advantages over those competitors. It's washable and it's packable. So when you're not using it, you can throw it in your closet, in your drawer, in your pocket, and whenever you're ready to use it next, and you won't even notice it. It's also multi-use. Many different things can be used to fill it, from puffer coats to sweatshirts to even towels in the summer. It's versatile with different colors and patterns that it comes in to fit most customers, and also the cost is much more reasonable than many different competitors on the market. My team consists of 4 people. Me, who will be operating as CEO and product engineer. My Chief Legal Counsel, Jeff Simmons, has over 20 years of legal experience, and my Chief Financial Officer, Gary Treneman, has over 10 years of finance experience and also has international connections through his work. My Chief Marketing Officer, Aubrey Wykes, has over 5 years of experience in the retail industry regarding marketing. My one-year plan started last month when I first made my business and financial plan. From here, I want to apply for my trademarks in April and purchase startup equipment in June. Then in July, I will start manufacturing so I can have all of my product photography ready to build the website in September. 5 months later, Pack-A-Pillow Online will launch. That online launch sets up my 5-year milestones and also sets me up to break even in late 2021. That's also the same year I hope to rent a storage and office space just to help Pack-A-Pillow scale up and fulfill all of its orders. I hope to expand the market to businesses with the custom logos in 2022, and in 2023, I want to offer different sizes to fit different customer needs. In 2024, I hope to partner with different airlines so they can offer Pack-A-Pillows to returning customers or first-class passengers, depending on their requests. To summarize, Pack-A-Pillow will be successful because of its pricing, competitive advantages, and distribution methods. So who's ready to pack some pillows? Thank you.
Hey, Mark.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, great. So tell me about your plans to scale as far as your workforce and who would you hire? What is the whole kind of model there?
So for the first couple years, I hope to do most of it myself, taking on a few people for fulfillment or looking into different fulfillment center options. And right now the manufacturing is just going to be within the Midwest, and I'm going to have a different manufacturing company do that. But in the future, also looking to manufacture in each separate region of the U.S. and hopefully international eventually.
It's a great idea, and yet so simple, and so I'm kind of focused on the IP, the intellectual property.
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned you've got trademarks on the names, which is wonderful, but also some level of a patent on the design?
Yeah, I filed for a provisional application for utility patents, and then I have meetings set up with a patent attorney so I can file for the legitimate utility patents within the coming year and hopefully have it all settled before I start selling.
What's the unique
The
piece of
thing
this?
is, nothing about this exists. The closest thing is when it's attached to the coat, and it's different enough where my patent attorney still believes it can be patented, and there's legitimately nothing where it's just the neck pillow casing on the market.
Okay.
Two things. First, when you put the coats in there, don't they come out all wrinkled afterward?
So some coats do. It depends. You can't really put like down coats or winter coats in because it'll damage the material to be rolled up.
Right.
But sweatshirts and puffer coats, those are actually meant to be squashed, and they're meant to be when you sit down on something, get wrinkled, and you just run your hand against the back or whatever side is wrinkled, and it should go away almost immediately.
Okay. And then you talked about hiring a manufacturing company once production starts to scale up, and looking through your pamphlet of material, I see the types of machines and so forth you're doing. So initially, with those machines that you want to buy, what's your actual production that you can do on a monthly basis or a weekly basis?
So the machines that I'm making are going to be for the custom logos. It's still right at the beginning to be manufactured in a separate company,
Okay.
and I'm looking to estimate every 3 months to purchase new materials for the coming 3 months, which should be in the first month or first quarter of each fiscal year, depending. So it'll be 4 orders a month, and then I'll be doing the custom logos for businesses myself.
And I may have missed it, then do you have the prototype fees and so forth, and how much that's going to cost to create the prototypes for the manufacturing facilities?
So in the quotes from the manufacturing facilities, I kind of factored that into the overall labor cost.
Okay.
To set up the manufacturers and all the overhead costs should be between $2,000 or $3,000.
Okay.
So how long does it take you to make one of these now?
So when I make it, it takes 20 to 30 minutes because I have to move between cutting it to sewing it to ironing it. But for a legitimate manufacturer, they should take 10 minutes altogether at most.
And then and you may have said it, but at what point are you going to go from you making them individually? Is there a sales number that should be there before you say, I'm going to move it into manufacturing?
I'm hoping to get the funds to start manufacturing right away. If I don't, I'm going to start for at least the first quarter making them myself, and then seeing as it grows up and scales when I should start ordering from there.
I get just a quick question here. again, this is a little bit along the lines of what Kevin's asking about the IP is, it is something that's easily replicable by others, right? And potentially they're going to drive that. There will be competitors in the marketplace, right? They're going to knock offs, et cetera, et cetera. So how will you combat the China syndrome, if you will, with your product?
So obviously the main one is going to be the patent, but further than that, I hope to get the marketing started right away so it's more well known, so people think, oh, neck pillow casing, Pack-A-Pillow. So the brand recognition I hope will help, and just making sure that we're the primary and most trusted seller, so like with reviews on Amazon and the personal website, just building up the credibility of the company.
Excellent. Nice job.
Thank you.
Make sure you got that. So you just click through your slides.
Just like that?
Yep, left to right. You ready? All right, good luck. All right, give it up for CryoCare bandages, and we have Clinique on deck over here as well, okay?
Hello, I am Gwendolyn Richardson, and I am the founder of CryoCare Bandages. According to the U.S. National Library of Medicine, cryotherapy, also known as ICE, aids in the reduction of pain and swelling associated with soft tissue injuries. But due to inconvenience, non-instantaneous, and delayed application, cryotherapy is often not applied. This is where CryoCare Bandages comes in. CryoCare Bandages are a unique 21st century solution to the inconvenience and inaccessibility associated with cryotherapy. CryoCare Bandages combines the protection of a bandage with the benefit of an instant ice pack to create one convenient, accessible product. You may be wondering how this works. The following diagram shows the composition of a CryoCare bandage. The first layer is Telfa, which keeps the gauze from sticking to the wound. Then there's a gauze pad, which absorbs and contains wound drainage and protects the wound. Now there's water, which is the first reactant in the endothermic reaction, which creates the cryotherapeutic effect. The water will be contained in a weak membrane. Upon the application of pressure, the membrane will release the water to interact with the second reactant, ammonium nitrate. The ammonium nitrate and the water will be then contained in a heavier membrane. This will prevent it from leaking out onto the wound, but still allow it to apply cryotherapy. The following chart shows CryoCare bandages compared to other products on the market. These products are not considered direct competitors because none of them can provide cryotherapy and dress a wound at the same exact time, like a CryoCare bandage can. Also, these products apply chemicals directly to the skin. CryoCare bandages does not. And CryoCare bandages adheres to the skin, where many of these products do not adhere to the skin in the manner a CryoCare bandage does. CryoCare bandages have a large market application in home, school, sports, and industry. Did you know the average person will receive approximately 124 minor injuries each year? Many of these include scrapes, burns, and cuts. What's better than a bandage and an ice pack all in one? Now I'd like to introduce to you the CryoCare Bandage team. To begin, there's myself, Gwendolyn Richardson, the founder of CryoCare Bandages. Then there's Barry Butters, the Director of Engineering and Manufacturing. He has served many years in the private sector in manufacturing. Then there's Yin Cheng Jin, is our Director of Medical Research. He is currently studying bioinformatics and molecular biology and is fluent in Mandarin Chinese. Joseph Kromholtz is the intellectual property attorney I am working with on filing a patent for crowd care bandages. Ron Zedrick is a specialist in illustration and design. You've seen his work prior in the presentation showing the composition of a crowd care bandage. The documentation you have in front of you is also the work of Ron Zedrick. Last, there is Zachary Picknell, the CPA, who is our Director of Finance and Accounting. Crowd Care Bandages has 3 revenue streams. First, there's product sales. Crowd Care Bandages will be available in a variety of sizes to treat all wound types. Then there's technology royalties, which I'll discuss later in the presentation. And last, there's product line expansion. The wound care industry is expected to grow 5% each year in the coming years. Crowd Care Bandages will be there to meet this growing need. Crowd Care Bandages is a creator of revolutionary technology that will be highly sought after in the healthcare industry. For this reason, we will be expecting a 7% patent royalty rate on every product sold by a different company using our technology. The following is a revenue model for crowd care bandages. The predicted average retail price per one box is $8.99, which is highly competitive in the specialty bandage market. The predicted average cost per one box is $2.75. This leaves a $6.24 profit per every box sold of crowd care bandages. Crowd care bandages was first developed in July of 2019. Fast forward to January 2020, and Crowd Care Bandages is currently working on filing a provisional patent. This patent is expected to be complete early this spring. Crowd Care Bandages is looking for an investor with experience in healthcare marketing and manufacturing. So, who's ready to step into the 21st century of healthcare with Crowd Care Bandages?
Gwen, once you've applied this bandage, how long does that cryogenic effect last?
It will last approximately 20 to 30 minutes, depending on environmental conditions. 20 to 30 minutes is the recommended amount of time cryotherapy is supposed to be applied.
So you're in the healthcare field here, and liability is always an issue. One of the things that we always talk about in manufacturing is that we try to goof-proof, products that they're inventing new and more improved goofs every day. So how do you ensure that ammonium nitrate's not going to get into my open wound?
Well, first, regular instant ice packs are commonly used in sporting events, on small children, in doctors' clinics. They're everywhere, and they use ammonium nitrate, and there is no problem with those. Additionally, this product would be considered a Class 1 medical device, which means that it poses the lowest risk to a human. So with that said, we are not expecting to have that be an issue.
So any FDA approvals, anything like that you need to go through?
Yes, the FDA is what classifies the products by Class 1, Class 2, and it would be a Class 1, so it is the
So
lowest.
you'll need to get an FDA approval before you go to market, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
How long does it take you to make a box?
So the first step before we are able to go to manufacturing is securing the provisional patent, which will be done early this spring. After we are done with that, then we will be going to a manufacturer, and at that point we will figure out the amount of time it takes to make a box and things like that.
Have you been able to create a sample at all yet?
Yes, we have a prototype. It is not a manufactured prototype, but we do have a prototype, and then we'll have the actual product then manufactured.
A couple of questions. First, how did you come up with the idea, and what led you into having the ammonium nitrate in a packet format, and how strong does that have to be so it doesn't leak, as the other judge mentioned?
So first I came up with CryoCare bandages because I am a highly motivated individual. So when I get an injury, I find it extremely difficult to keep ice on. I want to get moving, I want to keep doing things right away, so the ice doesn't really last too long with me. And I know many other people are like that. So this will help society keep moving despite an injury, but still allow them to take care of themselves. So then your next question was about the
ammonium nitrate.
Ammonium nitrate.
Yeah, what it needs to be sealed in, because I assume it's not loose in there, right?
So the ammonium nitrate and the water will be separated. So the water will first be in a weaker membrane. That will not leak out because it's strong enough where you have to forcefully apply pressure to pop it, like in a normal instant ice pack. And then the ammonium nitrate, along with the water pack, will be in a heavier, like plastic. The plastic we will be using will be determined by the manufacturing facility we go by, but it will be heat sealed, and that is how instant ice packs do it as well, and they normally do not leak.
Okay. Just one more before. Why is the wound care industry increasing 5% a year?
They're post-surgical, and the continuing of the technology advancements to treat wounds, it's healthcare, it's needed by everyone, and as our population is growing, as we are all, like developing countries are getting better and better access to technology and things like that, that's how that's continuing to grow.
Gwendolyn, any special packaging that this will need then, so you don't accidentally activate it, or you know, if it's sitting in the back of a car and I step on the box, bad things probably happen?
So the packaging will be normal, like a normal bandage box. It will be cardboard. It takes a significant amount of pressure to start the reaction, so that shouldn't be an issue. If someone does step on it, that will start the reaction, but normally bandage boxes are pretty safe and like
not
covered.
crush on the box?
Yeah.
You all set?
The next team will have you guys stay here.
Yep, so we have Clinicky up next, and then our team on deck here is going to be Morning Friend. All right.
All right.
Good luck.
Thank you. All right. Hi, my name is Meg Bierce. I'm a junior at Pewaukee High School, and for my biomedical innovations class, I decided to create the app called Clinicky, an easier solution for students to access the healthcare system. How do you click this?
To the right or left, just the arrows. It should click.
Oh, okay, I got it. So Clinicky caters towards college students. 18-year-olds who are still teenagers and have very little life experience are going off into the real world for the first time. That means that when they're sick, they don't have their mom and dad there to take care of them. They don't have their mom and dad to take care of them. This can lead them to make unwise healthcare decisions. They might end up going to an on-campus clinic that offers expensive treatments, or to an emergency room, which only drives up insurance rates. I'm almost 17 right now, and in a year I'm going to be traveling 900 miles away from my parents. And I have a rare disease, and if I get sick out there, I don't know what's going to happen. So this would be very useful for me. The problem is that patients who are dealing with the healthcare system for the first time either don't seek treatment or don't know where to find it. The amount of people not seeking treatment only increases when looking at chronically ill or uninsured patients. Additionally, there's no real guide to the healthcare system. I was never taught in a class, and if I'm making bad decisions now, I'll continue to make bad decisions down the future, which will only cost more money. Also, since students are usually on their parents' insurance until they're 26, bad healthcare decisions affect the entire family and drive up insurance rates. The solution to all these problems is to create a simple app for students to use to help better navigate the healthcare system. Clinicky works in 3 ways. First, a patient can make a profile and they will input their preferences, their location, the school they're going to, the healthcare needs, and their price range. All this information will be private and shared according to HIPAA guidelines. Next, they can set up an appointment. This can be done by looking through a screen of clinics. I had an example one to show you there. It'll be recommended based on their preferences that they already set, and each one will have a rating based on reviews from other users. Finally, if you're still confused on how to use the app or just need a little bit more help in the healthcare system, there will be a team of health coaches available to consult. This helps decrease costs and make healthier decisions. Like the example I had before, a healthcare could advise to not go to the on-campus healthcare service that may cost $500 for a vaccine, but to a Minute Clinic that is covered by insurance. Clinicky's competition lies in other telemedicine companies such as Teladoc and First Opinion. These are not necessarily direct competitors because they offer the chance to talk to a doctor and receive low-cost care. Telemedicine is a growing business, and entrepreneurship in this is vital. A study according to Mercer of about 16,000 people in 13 different countries said that employees are more likely to stay with their employers if they offer digital healthcare solutions. This can be transferred over to colleges because if a parent has the risk reduction of sending their child to a college that has a service like this that can protect them, they're way more likely to use the service. Clinicky's advantage is being able to actually connect to clinics in an area instead of having a program of decentralized doctors, and provides personalized recommendations that help save costs and has someone to walk you through the process. Health coaches exist, but are often more with lifestyle instead of the actual healthcare system. Additionally, they cost a lot, about $100 an hour, which no broke college student can afford. So Clinicky's goal is to make everything accessible to students. We also benefit from our team, including me, my business teacher, Mr. Upton, Michael Levis, the doctor, Larry Dux, director of patient care and informatics at Freighter, Colin Jacobs, who is the director of human resources at Pewaukee High School, and Emily Sawer, a nurse at United Health Group, and she is actually a decentralized nurse at Pewaukee High School that helps the teachers. Our revenue streams, we have 2. The first one is a subscription service that is about $10 a month, no more than a Spotify subscription. So it'll be accessible for students to use. Secondly, we hope to be funded by school systems, starting with UW-Whitewater. The decentralized nurse comps we got from there is that she saves the school system about 10% in claims, which on a school system of this size would be about $100,000 a year. Whitewater spends about $700 million on auxiliary services, which health services is included in, so this would not be a huge deal. We expect 6% of students to use the app, which would require about 10 health coaches. And this reduces the cost for company and students. We expect to break even in year 4, although this could go up if we get more clientele and decrease the number of health coaches. We need to figure out the sweet spot. By 2023, we expect to expand to all the UW schools, although this could vary, but this is our ideal projections. And Clinicky is made to help people, to protect the future. I'm in an era where my generation is going to have a lot of student debt and healthcare debt, so this would really help me, so please invest in Clinicky.
So the first 2 things I wrote down were, is this Priceline for healthcare, or is this GetRx for healthcare? It seems like you've got a great way of kind of comparison shopping. This is what I have to spend. Mm-hmm. Where can I go and find this for that price? Is that a pretty accurate statement?
Yes, but this actually offers an opportunity to talk to someone instead of, say, like going on your insurance site and trying to find it. I would much rather, like my generation, who's in a very digital age, would much rather talk to someone or even chat with them and just say, hey, what do I do here, instead of having to research.
Okay, awesome.
So anytime you have a an application, a phone app like this, one of the things we talk about is user adoption, getting people to use it, right?
Yes.
Now, if I recall, you said that you're expecting about a 6% user rate, and you're going to charge, let's say, a university $100,000. Are they going to look at those two and say, you know, the user adoption is not high enough to warrant our spending this type of money? How do you plan to get this app into the hands of the users and maybe increase that 6% user adoption rate?
It all kind of depends on what the patient needs. If, like I said, chronically ill or uninsured patients would be more likely to use this, and especially students sending, like, it would be more likely for the colleges to adopt this if they have they have like a risk reduction, like I said, of parents saying, oh, this college has that. It's safer for my child to go there. I know they're safe there. And there might not be a definite way to get people to use it besides just good marketing, and definitely maybe marketing towards parents a bit more than students.
Excellent. I did like, I'll just speak up, I did like that you pointed out the employee retention piece. I think that's a big factor right there. And if you can go through an employer to drive user adoption, that might be a very good thing.
Yes.
One of the things with insurance, obviously, if you have family insurance or individual insurance, that provider kind of drives you towards where you can go and cannot go. Does this app take that into consideration in when you do the registration, as far as who your provider is, where you should, where you can go, where you can't go? Does that take that all in there?
The point of the health coaches is to advise students where actually to get care, so they can take a look at their health insurance plan or what their coverage and say this part is out of like your service, you shouldn't go there. It's kind of the point to suggest, here's where you can save the most money, here's what is covered under your insurance if you have it.
So you get on one point that many companies are trying to actually do, and that is being able to shop around for different services.
Yeah.
The biggest hurdle to that is that once you get past your, flu shots and your basic services, nobody's willing to give an exact cost of what that is at any of these places.
Yeah.
How are you going to find that information?
Well, since we're connecting with clinics, usually their costs are already there, especially with sliding scale clinics, because it depends on what tax bracket you're in, your type of insurance, if they take it. The way to compile this information would be like going out to actual clinics, asking, and even any information you can get from your healthcare provider would be included.
And then first year costs, if I remember correctly, $956,000 approximately. What's all included in there?
The first year costs are actually higher because it includes web development and app development. After the first year, we don't really need that. We just need upkeep from like IT. Most of our costs actually come from the health coaches. With only 10, we keep that a bit lower, but as it goes up, that could go up as well. 10 is probably the minimum. We also have included in that was marketing and advertising and just like legal to make sure, obviously, you don't get sued.
Based on the revenue model that you worked out, how many customer calls are you going to have per day?
That would be hard to figure out. We expect about 1,500 students in the first year, and with 10 health coaches working, say, like 8-hour days, probably about maybe 20 calls. Like if it's a small portion and people aren't getting sick right now it would actually be very good with the outbreak of the coronavirus and everyone worrying and needing to know where to get care. So it's kind of dependent on the current events, if it's flu season, but right now would be a bit higher.
This is kind of why I asked, because 20 calls a day works out to about 6,000.
Okay.
So you probably just work through that. You may need some more people to hire. But.
There's not a lot of data yet, but once this gets going.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
I'll elbow you this time.
Is that the click center?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, so we have 3 presenters this morning, Trent, and then on deck we will have Shantan. So, good luck, guys.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Lopez.
I'm Nick Pizzafaro. And I'm Kubos Trevsky.
We are the Morning Friend team, helping you start your day off right. Picture this. You're on your bed, dead asleep, exhausted from the activities you conquered the day before. If it was from work, school, or maybe even a family gathering, you're just extremely exhausted. So you're laying there trying to get as much sleep as you can, and then out of nowhere, your annoying put-up alarm clock starts to go off. So what do? You get up, turn off your phone, and 99% of the time, you hit the snooze button.
Apparently, we as Americans tend to do this a lot. And according to Sleep Review, Americans spend an average of 3.5 months of their lives hitting the snooze button.
What if I told you we can reduce this number by waking up with our app? So what is Morning Friend? Morning Friend is an alarm clock app that wakes you up with pre-recorded messages sent from your friends and family, from anything to heartfelt messages to funny jokes. So instead of waking up with that annoying repetitive alarm clock each morning, wake up to something customized just for you. So how does this work? After downloading our app on the Google Play Store, you'll be able to create an account. As of now, we have 3 accounts that we'll later get into further detail, but once you pick your account, you'll be able to start the app. So once you create an alarm clock on the app, your friends will receive a notification notifying them that you created this alarm. This will then allow them to go on the app, record a message, and send it your way. You'll be able to pick and choose which alarm you want to wake up to and even save some for later days. So what do we bring to the table? To start off, Morning Friend is extremely customizable. By picking how you want to wake up in the morning, Morning Friend allows its users to choose how they want to wake up to in the morning and who they want to wake up in the morning. Secondly, Morning Friend is easy to navigate. By being able to create a unique platform, you want to create a easy-to-use platform that allows all the users to easily navigate the app. Lastly, our app is extremely versatile. From young kids to older adults, Morning Friend fulfills the needs of everyone. Not only that, you can also set reminders on our app, meaning you can use this app day and night.
We have one indirect competitor, that being Skull Alarm, which uses animated voices to wake you up in the morning. We also have 2 direct competitors, those being Snoozle and Wake Me. Snoozle is promising that they could do the same thing that our app does, but they've yet to deliver on that promise. Now it's the same situation with Wake Me, except Wake Me is using video recordings instead of audio recordings. When testing these apps, we look for our 3 unique value propositions, and none of them could deliver on all 3. Morning Friend just has way more to bring to the table while delivering to our purpose of helping you start your day off right.
So here are our 3 plans. We have free, premium, and family premium. Free allows you to record and receive messages from up to 3 people, but you don't have access to any sounds or media that come with Morning Friend, and you have to watch an ad every time you record a message. With premium, you get an unlimited amount of friends, meaning you can send and receive messages to however many people you would like. You also get access to all sounds and media that come with Morning Friend, and all ads are removed. Family Premium is just like Premium, but it's a plan for a bigger group of people. For up to 6 people, so like a family or a group of friends, you can all have 6 accounts under one profile, and each person will be able to send and receive messages to an unlimited amount of friends. We have 2 main customer segments, that being parents of young children and teens in high school. We chose these 2 as our main customer segments because parents of young children said that they would love to be able to wake up their children when they're not home or out on a business trip. And teens in high school said that they love the idea because they're able to wake up their friends in a funny way.
So actually, we've been testing this app out with a different app called Voice Reminder with Messages. This app isn't a competitor as their app revolves around sending reminders and we do alarm clocks. So while using this app, we found out, I tested 25 teens in our school, and 84 actually would like to download the app when it was available, our app, and then 92 actually enjoyed waking up and woke up in a better mood by waking up with their friends and family. 48% actually kept using the app even after I finished the demo with them, and then 32 actually complained about the volume. So that kind of shows how we have to fix that when we have our app in the future.
We are currently using a website for a landing page for MVP testing. So on our homepage, we explain what Morning Friend is and how it works. The main goal of the homepage is to make the users hit the download button. That takes them to an additional page that basically says that Morning Friend is still under development and that we value their feedback and that we would like them to take the survey. After the survey, we also ask for their email so we can notify them when the app is up and running.
But in the next 6 months, we would like to have a finished working prototype that we are going to create using a software called InVision. InVision is a prototyping software that has been used by Netflix, Airbnb, and Amazon. And we'd like to start pairing testing of our app. And in senior year, we would like to have a finished product so that we can start creating our first dollars of revenue.
We currently have 4 members a part of Morning Friend. To start off, Jennifer Lopez is our founder and works on our MVP testing. I, Nick Pizzaferro, am in charge of our website, and Kuba Sincheski is our financial and marketing specialist. Kelly Henry is also our mentor, who has really been a big help in developing Morning Friend. So, who is ready to start your day off right with Morning Friend? Thank you so much for listening.
Okay, thanks for coming. So the first one, I noticed as part of your team, you don't have any developers on there. Is that accurate?
Yes.
And then, so who created the MVP? Because isn't that what you're testing?
No, yeah. So for the MVP, we're actually using a different app called Voice Reminder. And this app isn't really a competitor. You have to like set it up weirdly to like actually use it to work for us, our MVP. Okay. But we've been using this app recently to test teens first, and we're gonna later test parents. But it's kind of like a cheaper way to figure out people actually really want our app. And out of demonstration, we actually found out people really like the idea. And then we actually, his dad has a friend who's an app developer for his company, and we've been talking to him to figure out like a price range for our app. But we're still trying to figure out how much the app will cost to like create and stuff like that.
Okay.
Well, first I think you buried the lead because you're endorsed by Jennifer Lopez, so I'd advertise the heck out of that. So just for a more technical question, so as I'm setting this, am I picking the night before I'm picking the message? And have I listened to the message beforehand or not, or I have the option to or not to? Is that kind of the question?
No, yeah. So on our app, you'll have a friends list, and then they'll send you messages. You can send your friends messages, anyone you want, and then you have the option to either listen to the message at night, or you can just save it as a surprise. Yeah. But for testing, they didn't know what they're saying because I got like groups of 2 teenagers, and they switch their phones because on the app we're using is not really like developed yet as well. So yeah, they woke up with a random message and they really liked it and enjoyed it.
Okay. Any way I can pay extra to make sure my son gets my message?
Well, we still haven't really discussed that. It's kind of like your friends send them to you, then you choose which one you want. But yeah, we'll think about that.
So in this day of crazy social media type stuff, what if you get a message from somebody you don't want to friend? You friend people like Facebook or other things? Can you defriend them for one? And maybe the second part of my question, not that you can do this, but have you thought through the mean girl bully scenario where somebody sends a very nasty or mean message? It's getting to be a real pervasive problem in our society.
No, yeah. So for the first question, what was the first question?
How do you friend or unfriend people through this?
Okay, yeah. So in order to that, what we plan for our app to do is in order to send messages, the person that you friend has to friend you back. So you're both on the same page, okay, we're both friends, And then for the other question, we are going to have some guidelines to make sure that the app is running safely and nothing bad's happening on there. But yeah, it's just meant to have fun and to send loving message to anyone you want, no matter where they are.
Have you worked much on revenue models as far as what percentage of, let's say, high school students would buy this, and profitability, or just not there yet?
No, we're not there yet.
So yeah, we're actually part of an incubator class back at our high school, and right now we're working on the financial model, trying to figure out how our SAM, TAM, and all that stuff. But as of now, we still haven't really figured that out.
Have you gotten any quotes for the development of the app itself?
Yes. So currently, as Jennifer said, so my dad has a app developer, a part of his team, and and we did a couple of webinars with them just discussing the minimum requirements for an app and how much that would cost, and that came to about $50,000. And as we go on, we valued our app to be cost of like $250,000 to be like, you know, what we want it to be in the future.
One last question.
Good.
Okay, thank you. That was good.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yes, go for it. I'll meet you over there.
Thank you.
Tuck that in so you look all professional.
All right, so we got Champ Animals up next, and then on deck we have Stay Green bags. Give it up for Champ Animals.
Charlie, do you want to do the clicker? Are these on?
Yep.
Might want to put it my
Stick record.
Cool. Thank you.
My name is Ethan Gray.
My name is Charlie Olesker, and our company is Champ Animals. I want to start off by telling you a story. This is Ellis. Ellis loves playing outside and playing sports such as hockey. As a result, he's always getting dirty, sweaty, and to be honest, a bit stinky at times too. The only way to make Ellis clean and fresh is by taking baths, but Ellis hates taking baths. This common problem amongst kids that we also experienced when we were younger gave us an idea.
This helped us identify two main problems. The first is that kids hate washing their hair. It's a struggle for parents to get their child into the bath efficiently every day. The second problem is plastic waste. Did you know that up to 552 million shampoo bottles could end up in landfills by the end of the year? Clearly, plastic waste is a huge issue.
Our solution is Champanimals. Champanimals is an animal-shaped shampoo bar that can also be used as a soap or even a bath toy. Champanimals, as well as the packaging, is eco-friendly, biodegradable, and compostable. Champanimals will come in packs of 10, and each animal includes up to 5 washes. Champanimals very simple, very easy to use. All you have to do is wet your hair and rub the bar through your hair. Here's Alice using Champanimals, and as you can see, he loves using the product.
So our target market is parents of kids who are 4 to 8 years old. We identified this to be a great target market because kids 4 to 8 would love to use this product and parents would love to buy it for their children. Also, younger parents would be willing to switch to a more eco-friendly alternative and would want to create a better world for not only themselves but their kids to live in.
So we expect to reach our target market in 3 ways. The first way is through social media, specifically Instagram and Facebook. These 2 platforms are most popular amongst our target market and offer great marketplaces as well as easy advertising. The second place we'll reach our target market is through mom blogs. Over 4.2 million people use mom blogs, and it provides a great platform for businesses like us to reach our target market. We'll also reach our target market through word of mouth.
So the first place we'd like to sell is direct to consumer on our website, where we feel we'll sell the most product and get the most traffic to our name. We'd also like to sell online on Amazon. The next place we'd like to sell is locally, because parents would love to go to their local store and buy this product for their kid. And then eventually we'd like to scale up and sell in big brand stores such as Walgreens, Bed Bath & Beyond, and Target.
So you might be wondering, how do we make Champanimals? We make Champanimals by using a melt and pour process, and it's also important to note that we only have 5 simple ingredients: a cast-iron soap base, shea butter, coconut oil, a safe synthetic fragrance oil, as well as a natural coloring powder. Right now we're making Champanimals in our kitchen, but in the near future we'll go to a co-packer or find a commercial kitchen where we can mass produce it at a cheaper price.
So some of our financials, the cost to make the product with all of the ingredients and the packaging is $1.54, and that's what you're going to be paying for a pack of 10 of the Champanimals. We're looking to sell that pack of 10 for $6.99, giving us a gross profit of $5.45 and a gross margin of 77.97%. As for our competitors, our main 2 competitors are Johnson's Baby Shampoo and Suave Kids, but altogether it'd be the kids' shampoo industry as a whole.
Our competitive advantages lie in 3 main categories. We're eco-friendly, we're fun, and we have simple ingredients. We're the only eco-friendly shampoo bar that is targeted for kids. All our competitors in the kid shampoo industry all come in plastic packaging, which as mentioned earlier is filling up landfills. Second, we're fun. We're the most fun shampoo brand on the market due to our fun scents and fun colors, and not to mention our shampoo comes in the shape of your child's favorite animal. Lastly, we have simple ingredients. As mentioned earlier, we have 5 ingredients, whereas our competitors have whole paragraphs of ingredients, most of which you can't even pronounce, and some of which are even carcinogens, such as formaldehyde. For our timeline, we came up with the idea in October of 2019, and by late October, we were already working on our first prototype. In November, we won the Celebrating High School Innovators Pitch Competition at Pontiac High School. In December, we received our current molds and started working on our current prototypes as we're doing today. Throughout February, we have looked into various packaging options, and going into March, we'll decide our final packaging, as well as spread the word about Champanimals. In the summer of 2020, we'll launch our company, and in the future, we want to develop a Champanimals kit where kids can actually make their own Champanimals with their own scents and colors as a fun science experiment they can use.
As I said earlier, my name's Ethan Gray. I'm currently a sophomore at New Trier High School, and I participate in the business club DECA.
My name is Charlie Oleski. I'm also a sophomore at New Trier High School, and I'm very passionate about this product as well as making the world a better place.
As we're getting ready to start selling in the near future, some of the things we'd like to do is finalize product development, whether it's making Champanimals in a commercial kitchen or it's approaching manufacturers to sell on a larger scale. We'd like to launch with the best possible product we can. We'd also like to solidify product patents, whether it is making a patent or it's solidifying product patents for protection again for our company, or it's trademarking our product and our name. We would like to be protected when we launch. And we'd also like to develop business and marketing plans, whether it's approaching investors and creating a pitch book, or it's expanding our social media. We'd like to expand the name of our product as much as possible.
So who wants to be a Champanimal fanimal? Thank you for your time, and we're happy to answer any questions.
I have it here, so I'll start. Does it actually clean?
Yes. I've used it for 5 straight months, and it works just as good as any other shampoo.
What's your favorite animal?
I like the monkey.
Okay. You mentioned the cost of $1.54 and you're selling for $6.99. Does that include your labor cost to do it?
Yes. Right now we're making it, so we're not really putting a cost on our labor, but in the future we'll definitely take that into account for our COGS.
Okay.
I didn't catch it up there, but is it tear-free?
No, we're not tear-free. That's a good question. To be tear-free, you have to add a bunch of chemicals that end up like hurting your eyes in the long term. So it's like a choice that parents need to make. But also being the bar shampoo that we are, it's harder for the suds to get into your eyes because it's not really a liquid. So as of right now, we're not tear-free. But if we can find a natural agent that makes us tear-free, we're more than happy to do that.
You stated that it's good for 50 washes. Is that per box or
that's
per
box.
piece?
Per box.
Per
Each animal does up to 5.
Per box. So if you take 50 washes over what span of time do you think that would be?
Probably about a month and a half.
Well, true, but my point being is maybe you could make it less effective so they have to buy more. Just
right.
I was thinking.
I mean, it obviously depends on hair type. So if you have longer hair, you either get less washes. If you have shorter hair, you either get more washes.
My question is kind of around I'm just picturing a 4 to 8 year old and whether the manual dexterity. And, if you're in the shower, this looks like it's going to slip out of your hand and you're searching around, and, or if you're in the tub, it's into the suds and you're digging around for it again. And then how do I store it again for the, So you may think about how you're going to store this on wash number 2, 3, 4. Otherwise, they'll just reach in and grab another one. If you're anything like my kids, you'd have, 6 or 8 of them laid around the tub all over, which would be good for you guys, I guess.
Right. So right now, what was the first question again?
I said just the manual dexterity in a 4 to 8 year old.
So for Elvis was able to use it without it falling in the tub once,
okay.
And he's about 7.
Okay.
For kids 4 to 5, we're expecting their parents to be able to use it, so it's going to be a lot easier to handle than like a 4 to 5 year old using it.
Okay.
And then where you could put it after, you can put it on like the side of your bathtub or on your sink tabletop or anywhere. It doesn't really lose any scent.
Okay, and then the other piece was, I was going to make the joke that, Jesus, you don't taste very good, but there is potentially some level of choking hazard with, so if I've got a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old, now all of a sudden I've got to make sure that I clear all of those out before I put the 2-year-old in so he doesn't grab it and eat it.
So we're gonna
maybe wanna
have, so
think about
obviously
that.
when the kid is 4 or 2, we're gonna have their parents using it, so their parents will be able to use it and make sure they're not choking because they're there to be around their kids. As they get in the older ages, 6 to 8, we hope they're old enough to understand that it's not a food and which would result in a choking hazard.
Right.
Do you have any sales today? And if not, what are you doing for your test? Are you giving these away and getting product feedback? How are you getting the feedback to improve your product and your process?
So right now we're pre-revenue, but in the near future our school is making us we have the opportunity to do MVP. So we're going to be selling our products to other students because any age can use it, as well as going around sending email blasts to parents of kids 4 to 8. Some teachers have kids that are in that age range, so we'll be testing that out at a discounted price, and then in return they'll also give us a survey so we can see what else we need to do to get the final product.
And I know you mentioned about getting to some of the larger stores eventually. Those first few stores and going online, how are you going to get into those to begin with, or do you already have that set up?
Well, we plan on approaching, we have a couple local businesses in the town that we live in, and honestly we're planning on banking off connections for a part of it, and we think that based off that we could get into some stores to start with, and then also just approaching them, sitting down with them and talking to them, we think that we could have the opportunity to get into stores nearby, and then eventually scale up from there.
Good.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Go to the next slide.
Yeah, that's okay. Okay. This is on audio, so you might have to hold yours. I'm not sure where we clip it. Or you can even put yours in your pocket.
Oh, in my pocket. Okay. And then
All right, so give it up for Stay Green bags. Have our last contestant then Spark on deck.
Okay, we're Stay Green Bakes. My name is Maddie, that's Olivia, and Jamie, and we're sophomores at North Fond du Lac. And Hannah was going to the store and she got to the cash register and the person in front of her had put down the bags and they were filthy. There was pet hair, stains, and she also noticed that there was something spilt. And she then proceeded to look at her bags and that her bags were just as filthy, and she began to wonder what was going to happen next.
Okay, so the 3 problems Hannah was running into was the cross-contamination because of all the bacteria that gets in your reusable bags because a lot of people don't clean them. Another problem is that there's too many plastic bags that are harming the environment. We actually found out that only 8% of plastic gets recycled. And another problem that people are running into is that a lot of reusable bags rip at some point, so we want to create a bag that is more durable so it doesn't rip. Currently we are dealing with something a lot of people have heard of. It's the coronavirus. The red dots on the map show the cases that are currently found. With our bag, we want to try and create a clean bag so that the bacteria is not getting spread because this virus is getting spread a lot through contact and things like that and things that people use every day, and one of those things could very easily be a reusable grocery bag. And here we actually have a picture of a reusable grocery bag that someone we know used, and we used a black light on it to show all the bacteria that was inside of it.
Our solutions for all these problems is that we want to create a very durable bag, so at any point, like if you have something heavy in there, it's not gonna break. And we really, really, really want to focus on the being sanitized and just to really lower the rate of the use of plastic bags. So like the next time you go to the store, look at what all the other bags that people are bringing compared to our bags, and yeah, just notice a difference, and we want to be a part of this solution.
So our biggest competition is Go Green Bags. They create earth-friendly bags that are sold on their website. The biggest difference is that they have really high pricing. For a 3-pack of bags, it's already $18.99 plus shipping and taxes.
We're different from Go Green Bags because we will clean your bags for you, and you can just keep on coming back whenever you feel like it's too dirty. And it's also it's easier to save time because from personal experience, my mom is always running around getting me to sports because I'm in sports all year round. So she doesn't have time to clean the bags that she should.
So our value proposition is we really want to target towards the people who care about the environment, and usually the younger generations is what we're trying to go for because a lot of them are the people that are going to be seeing the big change with like all the climate change and all that stuff with like the plastic bags are really harming the environment. And when we did our interviews, we noticed it was a lot of the younger generations that were concerned. Our initial prototype is on the right. The process is that you get your first bag from our vending machine, and then you can use it. It'll get dirty, whatever you need to use it for, and then you can return it into a return slot, and then you can purchase a new bag, and we'll clean your bag for you.
As we started to price out, we decided that we should start our bags at $2, and then as you come back for the exchange, you would pay $1. That way we're still making money while we are cleaning the bags.
Our first store that we want to start at is Festival Foods because we are currently in contact with the owner of the one in Fond du Lac. And we are actually going to do our trial there. We're going to contact with the service desk to start. We're going to have moms that we know, and that is our prototype, and we're going to give them the bag, and we're just going to see how the process works and how they'll enjoy the new clean bag.
And we did over 30 interviews of what people thought of our product, and over 75% thought it was a really good idea and a good way to keep the bacteria away.
So our next step is to really just make our product as durable and the best we can for our customers to fulfill their needs and wants. Another thing we want to start doing is creating our prototype for our vending machine, which will roughly cost $3,000 to $4,000.
Our total addressable market would come out to be $15 million, and our serviceable addressable market would come out to be $755,000. And our share of market will come out to be 7,000, such as 125 users. Our team is Olivia, myself, and Jamie. And we also have our mentor, which is our superintendent, and he's really helping us on what we all need to get done.
For our call to action, for our loyal customers, we were thinking about doing something where we give them a free bag, so we were thinking about doing the 10th bag free. We also were thinking about with a certain amount of money we make, we might want to connect and donate some to a charity.
And here are some ways you can contact us between email, our website, and social media.
So please, next time you go to the store, look at some bags, and then you need our bags. You need Stay Green bags.
That is time.
So what's your cost per bag?
Our cost per bag would be to make it or to sell?
Make it.
To make it, it's going to be between $9 to $13, just because we're using a nylon fabric, which is not the cheapest, but it's very durable.
Yep. So if I can go to your vending machine and I pay $2 and get a bag and never return it, I could just keep buying bags and you
keep the money.
You're losing $6 to $7 every time I do that, right?
Yeah.
Well, with the fabric we actually bought more than that.
Yep.
I made it along with my grandma. We did it together, and she said that with the material that we got, she could probably make about 2 to 3 bags with just that, and we spent.
Yep. And I spent $13 just on the fabric and the thread.
Okay.
So it's pretty.
Just something to be wary of, that you want to price it appropriately so so you're motivated to bring it back. So it may be, $10 for your first bag and then $1 to continue exchange.
Okay.
But if somebody decides to walk off with it, you want to make sure that you're not losing money if they do that.
I think first off, I just want to encourage you to keep working on this because there is a market problem here that does need to be solved. So you are addressing a good problem, right? I literally yesterday I heard on 2 separate news broadcasts somebody talking about these reusable bags and how big a problem this is becoming and it'll continue to be. So with that, I would highly recommend also, I think your black light picture is going to be very effective. And I'll also state that probably one of the best ways to market this, unfortunately, is probably through fear. So fear is a great motivator, and especially right now, as we know with coronavirus, right? So with that said, like I say, I just want to encourage you to keep going, and maybe reach out to some area experts in that field, whether it's even groceries departments or the grocery stores, but also healthcare professionals might provide some very valuable insight. So that's just my comments.
So, question for you: the vending machine, and so you have them that you can buy, and then you have them that you return. How do you sanitize them initially, and then how do you re-sanitize them?
Okay, so our plan was to connect with some sort of laundromat that we can pair up with so we can just work together, and we'll have people that come and we'll unload the vending machine, and we made sure that we got a material that you can put in the wash and clean. So we're just going to try to connect with like a laundromat to see if they can clean them for us.
Okay, so sanitizing it through the laundry, not necessarily any other chemicals or anything like that?
Well, for sure we haven't really looked into like officially what like cleaning supplies we're going to use, like a specific one, but we just know that we're going to try to connect with the laundromat and try to get them clean that way.
Might I recommend champagne?
I would just add in on your revenue model to when you say it's $2, as you kind of talked about, because then the cost of exchanging these is researching, how to sanitize them and clean them. So my guess is if you're having outside laundry or somebody else do that is probably gonna have to raise the price a little bit there. So I think the next steps would really be getting the profit and loss in your revenue model going there. So that's all.
Maybe, so really there was, as you started going through your presentation, I was trying to understand if you're providing a product or a service, but it sounds like you're kind of doing both, right? So you may want to think through that a little bit, that those are also 2 different revenue models. So if you're developing a product, you're going to have a cost of goods sold and your production costs and so forth, your distribution, marketing, and all those things. And then on the service, that's a different type of revenue model if you're providing that service. So you might want to partner up with different people in different areas to do one and then the other. Does that make sense? So just comments. Again, nice job though, good thoughts.
Thank you. Keep it. Nice job. Thank you.
Nice job.
Thank you.
Nice job.
Very nice job.
Thank you.
Take this from you. Oh, that's so okay. Touch it. Okay.
Thank you.
I'm sorry. These that can go in your inner pocket. You can just leave that on the table if they don't know how to put it on. Okay. And you are on, so remember.
Thank you. You good?
Yep.
You want to turn it on?
Just
mic. I think it's on. Yeah.
Or you just hold it. Yeah. Do you want me to clip it on you? And you're on also. Good luck.
All right, give it up for our final contestants, Spark.
All right, hello, I'm Cole.
I'm Camille. And I'm Lauren.
We are Spark. We're here today to talk to you about parking. Let's be honest, parking is a very frustrating experience. Practically everybody in this audience can recall some horror story they've had trying to find parking. This is a very common and reoccurring experience. In fact, the average American will lose around $345 on average in lost fuel and time costs just searching for parking. It's for reasons like this that the parking management industry has exploded in recent years and is now estimated at around $10.5 billion in a total addressable market. But we're here today to tell you that many of our competitors are not addressing a large portion of this market. Take, for instance, industry leader Spot Hero. If you wanted to find parking anywhere around where we are here today at Whitewater, your nearest option would be 45 miles away. And if that's too close for you, your next nearest option would be 85 miles away. My team and I saw this and we identified an opportunity. We thought that this is just such a large radius, 45 to 85 miles. We thought that there must be people in this area who need parking. So we started doing some research. The first question we had to answer was if there's a big enough market in these areas. Well, we found is that the majority of Americans, 53% of people, live in suburban areas that make up the majority of this 45 to 85 mile radius where no parking services are being used. The next question we had to answer after we determined that we think there isn't a large enough market here is if there is demand for parking in these areas. We knew it was a problem in our own community as we surveyed our community and found that 85% of people had parking issues when attending areas like our high school that draw a large amount of people at one time. And I knew this to be the case. I happen to live across the street from our high school, and on a daily basis people are asking me if they could park in my driveway. But we wanted to see if this was just a regional issue or a more national one. And through some research, we found that across the country, it was very consistent that event venues like high schools, concert venues, college stadiums that are surrounded in suburban neighborhoods do not have sufficient infrastructure for parking and need our help, which is why we created Spark, a suburban parking service designed to create more parking with less stress.
We've identified 2 target markets, and we believe by connecting these markets, we can solve this problem of parking. Our first target market being event goers going to sporting events or concerts that are in need of this parking and looking to save time. Our second target market being homeowners that live near event venues with empty driveway spaces that can turn this into quick and easy cash. And so where we come into play and how it works, we are Spark, an event parking service that works to connect these 2 groups. First, the sellers, which are turning their space into cash, and as well the buyers that are looking for convenient parking.
So you might be wondering what this looks like. We've determined that the easiest and most convenient way to reach these 2 groups would be by creating an app. In our design, we wanted to stress simplicity. Essentially, all you have to do is sign up, agree to some terms and services that removes liability from ourselves, put some basic information in about yourself, and you're set to go. To sell a spot, it could not be easier. All you need to do is put in your address, set the price that you want to sell it for, and list it on the market. You can put it back in your pocket, forget about it, you'll be notified as soon as your spot sells. And something that we were really focused on in creating this design is just how simple and easy it is to use. We wanted to create almost a no-brainer type of situation where why would you not use a service that you could literally take empty space in your driveway and turn it into extra cash. As a buyer, it's equally easy. All you have to do is put in the address of where you're going, browse some spots, find one that looks good to you, and then purchase it. You'll be given the contact information of your seller. You can get directions, they'll be notified, everything will be taken care of, and you can go and enjoy the rest of your event.
Now at this point, you may be asking yourself how we're going to get the money through our platform, and we found through a survey that the average spot price will go anywhere from $10 to $40, and we hope that we will take 10 to 20% of this off a service fee for every spot we sell.
Right, and this service fee will be incurred on the buyer, and while 10 to 20% may seem low with $10 to $40 being our average spot price, what really excites us about our business is how scalable we believe it to be. While we obviously do have to pay for marketing to acquire new customers, once they are in our system, the cost to sell an individual spot on our platform is next to nothing, and we believe that this will allow us to scale to multiple markets very rapidly and start operating at very high volumes of revenue with extremely high margins, which will lead to high profits as well. So competition, we've touched on this a little bit. Our main competition is Spot Hero. However, we differentiate ourselves in 2 major ways. Firstly, they operate mainly in urban settings, whereas we've explained that we're mainly going to operate in suburban settings. And they also primarily operate business-to-business parking, partnering with large parking garages or parking lots where we plan to partner with individual consumers. And then there are also smaller companies like Air Garage that do work with one-on-one consumers. However, they focus on long-term renting, whereas we're a more one-time event parking platform. Essentially, if you had a vintage car and you needed a place to store it for the winter, Air Garage is the service you would turn to.
Our competitive advantages we've identified within our target markets. First, for the listers, to remind you, these would be the homeowners near event venues. For them, it's simple and easy, convenient, and they can turn their empty space into fast cash through a one-time sign-up on our app. Second, for renters, to remind you, these are the event goers. It's fast, convenient, and can be purchased on the go to your event.
Our team is comprised of 4
high school seniors, and we bring the ambition to the team. However, we know that we do not have a lot of experience, so we have reached out to our community members, and we have everyone from business consultants to legal advisors. Yeah. And for milestones, we started off in the idea phase, and so far we have raised $11,000 for our idea, and we hope to put this towards app development in the future. We do know that we need $25,000 in total for the technology, and we hope to raise in total $34,000 to make this a reality.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. We'd love to answer any questions you may have.
So you mentioned that the buyer is paying the fee
Right.
on the app. Is that right?
Yes, that's correct. And we believe that's important just because if it was partially put onto the seller, then there might be some incentive to kind of cut us out of the equation, just because if they're getting charged a fee to sell on our app, they could just put a sign in front of their house, say parking for this amount of money. But we're offering convenience without adding any cost to them.
I think I see both sides. I think you can peel $1 off each side, or
Sure.
10 to 20%.
And that's
off each
something we're
side.
definitely willing to experiment with.
Yeah, I think.
For sure.
Take me through the vetting process for your seller so that I don't prank my ex-wife and have, 70 cars show up at her driveway.
Mm-hmm. So essentially what we're looking towards is kind of an Uber-like platform where you would have profiles and obviously ratings. If there is any problem with the seller, it could be reported to us and we'll obviously sort it out. We do have fairly good faith in the community of people. We obviously want to give everyone a chance to use our platform. We think that's what allows us to be scalable, but if there are any issues, we want it brought to our attention so we can handle it.
Question for you, if individuals are doing it and you're making sure you don't have any liability, do the homeowners have liability if the cars, if they're in their driveway, and how do you take away that from?
Yeah, so we've had this question come up with our legal advisor. We asked them, and we said with the terms and conditions that would be taken off of us and probably put on the person who owns the car or the person who owns the house. They would have to deal with that with their insurance.
Right.
Yeah, I would figure out a way to put it on the car owner and not the homeowner. Otherwise, once you get your first lawsuit against one of them, no one else will sign up.
Right.
How are you going to handle if somebody is parked in the wrong spot?
So that's something we try to combat just by creating kind of a contact loop between the buyers and sellers. Once you reserve the spot, you'll be given their contact information, and they can tell them anything they believe is pertinent information about the spot, where to park, where their address is, a description of their house even. And through the address, we feel that for the most part this can be avoided, but just having that extra element of contact, we feel will be able to eliminate that problem in most situations.
And where are you in the process of developing the app?
We are currently in the process. We've created some semi-functional prototypes, and we're discussing with some developers. We've gotten some estimates for around $15,000. However, we expect that there'll be some unexpected costs in that, and also we just want to ensure that we're creating a very high-quality product that no one would want to stop using once they start using it.
But currently, we also have a website where you can go and leave your information, and then we could sort some parking exchange out from there.
And then along with that, I assume there's going to be GPS involved with the app, so
Yes.
you can find out what's near you. Say you pull up your app, there's something nearby, correct?
Correct.
And then, so does the person have to be home or not? And this is where I get to, if you say 4 people can park there, but somebody's not home, and people box each other in, and people can't leave?
Well, it would definitely have to be tailored to the situation of each individual driveway. That'd be something kind of integrated into the rating. If one person is saying, oh, I can park 8 spots in my driveway, and it's really a 2-car driveway, they would stop. They would lose business very quickly with that kind of model. But what we're really going for is kind of an Airbnb type model for parking. They don't necessarily need to be home. It's just something you can kind of set it, forget it, notify, make money out of your free or just extra space.
Yeah, because I saw you popped up Ravinia, and that gets really busy
Right,
around
it
there.
does.
Yeah.
You laid out the market segments like by population because they're operating in Chicago and Milwaukee and so forth. Do you see a market niche in the smaller communities like Whitewater, and is that somewhere you might think about focusing?
Yes, definitely. One thing that we want to emphasize is that we aren't going to really geo-lock where our platform is going. Basically, we kind of let it self-determine that if there are parking issues in an area, we want to advertise to them, but then we'll just let people sell spots and buy it if they are having parking issues. So there's no one community we want to focus on, but in general, we think that the suburbs are underserved, and there are numerous event venues that we would like to focus on in that regard.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Very nice job.
Thank you.
You guys did great.
Thank you.
Great. All right, can I still leave?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, well, that was our final presentation. I just wanted to congratulate everybody on doing a fantastic job, and yeah, give it up for all of our contestants. And with that, the judges will be taking a maximum of 15 minutes to concur on the results and to pick our top 3 winners for the competition. So if you need to use the bathroom or you need to take a break, you got 15 minutes, so now's the time to do it. So they'll be back shortly. Thanks.
We had a really tough decision just figuring out who was going to come here today. So just getting here to this becoming a finalist is an accomplishment by itself. So I would like to give a thank you and an applause to not only students, but to the teachers and obviously the parents as well. Okay, so what we do is we will share third place, second place, and obviously first place. Okay. So, and then we will present checks. They can come up here. We'll take some photos if parents, students, teachers want to take photos, and then we'll take actually other ones a second round in the back. It is important that all the students and all teams actually take photos as well as a team. So, all right. So, go ahead, Tyler. Tell us the third place firm.
All right, so the winner of third place is Morning Friend. Congratulations. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Very nice job. G, do you want to do with just them or
Yeah, we'll just do
all of us?
these guys to start. Yep.
All right. Okay, great. Do you just want to flip it there? Yeah. All right, and for our second place, the winner is Spark. Give him a round of applause. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Very nice job.
Thank you.
Thank you. Nice job. Good. All right. Great.
Thanks. Thank you.
All right.
Okay, and last but not least, the winner of the Midwest High School pitch competition is, drum roll, Pack a Pillow. Great job. Wonderful job. Yeah, I get to hold the check. Great, congratulations. Very nice job.
Okay, so what we'll do now is we will have, as soon as we wrap up in a second, we'll have everybody, all the teams go and have photos taken back there against the purple board. If you do have any questions about UW-Whitewater, obviously you can go to the university's website, Instagram, Twitter. Twitter page. You can go to CEO, which was the student organization that sponsored this event. And if you'd like to learn more about the entrepreneurship program, specifically opportunities, that are available if you decide to come here. Sometimes we'll actually go out and actually teach at high schools as well. All of that contact information is there. So I would like to give one